Hi everyone, this video is about how to do an independent sample t-test in Excel. So we're looking at difference testing. We have two samples. In this case, the samples are completely different, so they are independent of each other. You're either in sample 1 or sample 2. You can't be in both samples. We have two choices, and it depends on this F value. So we have to understand the homogeneity of variance of our two groups. If we do not have homogeneity of variance, then we use the Moore's t-test. The equation is seen in the last lecture. Excel calls this two sample assuming unequal variance. If it is not significant, then we use a pooled t-test. Again, see the lecture for the equation if you're going to do it by hand. Or Excel calls this a two sample assuming equal variance. So I pulled information on Olympians. So these are Olympic athletes and their net worth. And they range all over the place. So this is a sample of guys. And this right here is a sample of all of the girls in the sample that I pulled. And my research question is there a significant difference between male and female in net worth? So my null hypothesis is that male's net worth and female's net worth is essentially the same thing. My alternative is that they are not equal. And not just not equal, but I want to see, in this case, it doesn't say anything about more or less or greater than or increase or decrease. So I just want to say males are not equal to females. So I have a non-directional alternative hypothesis, meaning we have two tails. Alrighty, step 1, data analysis, and I have to run an F-test. So I need to see if my variances for the two are the same. It's asking me for two input ranges. So I'm going to highlight not gender. This just tells me which is which. I'm going to highlight the net worth for my guys. Click here. I'm going to highlight the net worth for my girls. There are no labels in mine, so I'm not going to do that. You can click the default, which is a new worksheet. I'm going to put my output right there and say OK. No, it's not. Net worth, output range, right there. There we go. Alrighty, so a couple things that we need to know here. This is the variance and the mean for all of these guys. That right there is my F-test. So Excel did that one for me. And this is my p-value that is associated with that. Keep in mind that e to the negative 0.8, that means there are 8 zeros in front of this 1. So this value is significant. Let's highlight that. And now we have to go back over here and say, okay, I have a significant F, so I'm going to use a Moore's test, or in this case, a two sample assuming unequal variance. Check. So all this is doing is giving me an F-test and a p-value associated with that that's going to lead me to what t-test do I get to use. So back to data analysis. This time I'm going to scroll all the way down and check out all my t-tests. So I could do a paired sample. This would be for a dependent pre-post, which is not the case here. I have two sample assuming equal and two sample assuming unequal. So we said we were going to do unequal. So again, it's asking me for the same range. So I'm going to highlight my guys. I'm going to highlight the girls. There are no labels. If you want to do output range in a certain place, then you can click this one, which is what I'm going to do. If you just do the default, then it'll open up in a new tab right down here. So in this case, I'm going to put it right there and say okay. Alrighty, so I have all kinds of information now. Perfect. Couple things that you want to highlight. This right here is your t-value. So if we were to calculate this one by hand, it would be t equals negative 2.1. Then we have a couple of different p-values. And it has to do with, is it one tail or two tail? So we have to go all the way back up here and check out our alternative hypothesis. In this case, it is two tails because we're not directional. We're not saying females are higher or males are higher. We're just saying difference or not different. So that's two tails. So this one does not apply to me. This right here is my p-value. So I'm going to say that we're 95% confident, in which case the p-value of 0.04 is less than 0.03, my alpha of 0.05, meaning it is significant. So I'm going to reject the null and say that there is a significant difference between male and female net worth. So I'm going to say all of that, and I can also tell who's higher. So I can go all the way back up here to my means. So if I check the means, they are not bad. They're just another way to highlight. I can see variable 1, I entered guys first. Variable 2, I entered females second. So those are my two groups. In this case, females are higher because it's a larger number than the guys. So I can also say that not only is there a significant difference between the two, but females make more money, which is very exciting because usually we make less. All right, so that is a start to finish on how you would use Excel. Keep in mind, just as a trick, organize all of your data together. So I put all the guys in one spot, I put all the girls in one spot. The girls could be side by side, so you could have guys and then you could have girls. It doesn't matter as long as they are all together. That will make your life a little bit easier as you go.